Hi, welcome to this episode of The Daily. My name is Brendan Malone. A couple of days ago, I read an article in the paper about the fact that there's a group of scientists who are now desperately trying to track down a possible object that is heading towards Earth. The reason they think this object might be heading towards Earth is because of the fact that late last year we had some unexpected and untracked meteor showers, so smaller objects obviously hit the Earth, and these things apparently can be a forewarning of the fact that there is something bigger that is heading this way as well. So they want to see if they can find it and then figure out what its trajectory is. Now, obviously the tone of this article had a bit of sort of fear-mongering about it, and I imagine for a lot of people it would have been quite a scary thing to read, the possibility that the Earth could get hit and that devastated or even wiped out by a major object from outer space. The reality is it could happen to us. It's happened before in our history and it could happen to us again. But when I read the article, I didn't freak out and I didn't panic. Two reasons for that. Number one is I don't think you should worry about things that you can't control. If you can't control something, it really is pointless to worry about it. If it's beyond your control, you can't do anything about it anyway. So why waste time and mental energy freaking out and stressing out about that thing when you can't do anything to change it? I think also the fact is that with the way I live my life, I accept the fact that there are things that are beyond our control. I don't have this overstated sense of man's importance and our sort of dominance of the world and this belief that we can fix any problem, because I know there's some problems we just can't fix. And I'm okay with that, because that's the reality of life, and it's difficult, messy, murky, grey, tragedy and everything else, the pathos and the reality of what life is. You can't control everything, so you shouldn't try. And so at the same time, I don't have this sense of our own impressiveness and power and ability to control the world to such a degree that I all of a sudden have a false sense of security. And lastly, and really most importantly, the reason I didn't freak out when I read this article was because I have faith. I have a faith that is very real and that is grounded in a belief in the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and a relationship with God's Son, Jesus. And that relationship, that faith, is the thing that sustains, nourishes, and gives me hope. And so for me, I'm not worried if we were to be hit by an asteroid that was to wipe out the whole Earth. It doesn't scare me. My only hope is that I would have enough time to spend those final moments in love with my family, and that I'd have the chance to put right any broken relationships that I have in my life, and to also make a good act of contrition before things kicked off. So to say sorry for the things that I've done that are not right, the sins I've committed. If I had those things, I'd be okay with it. So the challenge, I guess, for all of us is to ask that question. If I read a story like this, or if you did read that article about that comment, what was your first reaction? Was it to freak out? And if you did freak out, why? And what are you going to do to address that fear? Thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow on The Daily.